I want to ask you, what are some common branding mistakes that, entrepreneurs and businesses are making, right? That are listening to this. What are some common mistakes that, you've noticed that maybe our listeners can hopefully avoid by listening to this podcast?
Yeah. Okay. I would say a lack of vision. So the first one is a lack of vision. What I mean by this is a lot of times people treat their personal brands like a PR project or like 2010 Instagram. Like, these are my updates. This is what I'm doing, today, and this is what I'm working on. Yeah. Instead, figure out your bigger vision and treat your brand like a brand campaign. Like, the biggest brands use their brand and utilize the spaces that they're in. So I've worked with the big brands, and I think the big blue ocean strategy, like the big differentiator, what I apply in my brand and what other branding experts apply, is that I use the strategies of big brands in a personal brand. And the biggest people do that, right? When we look at Richard Branson, when we look at Oprah, all the politicians, they use a big brand strategy and approach to their personal brand. What I mean by that is, instead of trying to, and this is just one example that I work on with my clients, instead of pushing content every day and trying to get that organic traffic, how about you launch a brand campaign? A brand campaign where you invest money so that people can get to know your brand and your brand purpose, vision, where they can buy into something bigger than themselves. And it's not about you, and it's not about how amazing your services are, and it's not a product campaign. It's not about, promoting your newest marketing course or mindfulness seminar. It's about a brand, like your brand vision. So lack of vision is one of the things. Treat your brand like the biggest brands treat their brand. Second is lack of investment. And that comes kind of in the same area now. Investment can be investment of energy, investment of time, contacts, or money. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about investing money. A lot of people pride themselves on, like, I grew my brand organic. Yeah, but it took you 10 years, right? Like, how about, launch a brand campaign, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, wherever you want to be seen, and let people find you. And then they can still get to know you personally. So this is one of the things, one of the strategies that I teach and that I have adapted, where I was, alhamdulillah, blessed to drive my Instagram growth from 800 to 10,000 within a month. And I'm not selling a course on this because it sounds really, shady, but it works, right? And I do this. I run campaigns, and campaigns can not only be, putting money into something, but campaigns could be like a project that you work on for 3 months, and you only focus on that. Don't, the word priority was identified as looking at one thing forever. And just in the 19th century, we looked at, let me look at 3 priorities. No, look at one priority for the next month, for the next 3 months, and push it, run a campaign, whether that campaign is a really brand campaign, you invest money in it, or it's a campaign where you grab your best friend and go out and create content for the next month. Like, really, really high quality content. You don't need to spend money on it. Take your iPhone, get another friend to edit it. Just work on something structured, and then look at the data. Look how you can improve in the next campaign, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was just like, wow, keep dropping gold, sister. Go for it. Keep sharing.
And the third is lack of testing. And that is also, everything is kind of connected. But the faster you test, the more feedback you get, the faster you can adjust, and the better you can align with what people want and what they're looking for, and also how brand strategies are moving into, like how Instagram is moving, and TikTok and YouTube. So, but it's both a mental frame and a physical, right? So the mental frame in terms of what I said, run campaigns, just test things out. Do a project and see if it works. Do a podcast for the next 3 months and see if it works. But then also physical adaptation into projects and processes, because we always forget the analytics and the data behind things. And this is something that the biggest brands use, that we should use as well. Look at the data, what is working, what is not working, do more of what is working.